Very good morning, friends. Myself, Deepak Kumar Pun. I'm the graduate certificate in hospitality, University of West London. Today, I'm going to do a slide presentation of different stages and procedures that come under the human resource management. And I have a couple of slides to go through. And the first slide is about my career path. And I have chosen my career path for the 10 years time. Basically, I'll be starting as a bar staff. That's my basic, the base label that I'll be starting my career as a bar staff. That will be maximum of like 9 month time. And then after I'll go for my placement, first year placement from the university. That will be a 6-month placement time. Within that placement time, I'll be acquiring those skills and knowledge about customer handling, customer cares, and order checking, ordering, stocking, stock rotation, all those sort of things within my placement time. And then after, by that time, at the end of the placement, I'll be graduating in hospitality management. And so that I'll be more competitive, I'll be more skilled in going further as a supervisor label. And that will be this all together. That will be a combined work for 1 year. And then after, I'll be going for postgraduate hospitality management. That will be like 2 years course. And then after, within that postgraduate time, I'll be acquiring all those academic knowledge and skills, and that the manager they need to hold. They need to have to be a good manager, to motivate the team, to control the team. And then after, once I'm postgraduate, once I'm done with my, once I got my academic qualification, I can compete for manager, assistant manager, or assistant manager, like night manager. And within the hospitality industry, there are different departments like F&B department, finance, human resource, and front office and housekeeping. So as I started as my bar staff, I'll be going for F&B manager. I'll be working as an F&B manager, and within the F&B manager, I'll know how to order, how to stock it, and how to control the stock, how to make the best use of resources, and make the profit out of this at certain limitation. And then after, I'll go through different departments like finance and human resource, front office, from where I can get extra knowledge, extra skills about handling customers, how to provide quality services, managerial skills, how to manage the team, how to motivate the team, and we even need to train the team. So in that case, I need to be a proper trained, proper skill manager. So within that period of time, I can acquire all the skills and knowledge. So I think like in that 10 years of time, I will be at that place like a human resource manager that can hire, that can fire the team at any time. I'm like depending upon the. So the next slide is about the contract type. As I've chosen Sales Group as one of my organization that I will be focusing on the whole slide. So the next slide is about contract type. So Sales Group is London Transport Museum, Upper Deck Cafe. So for Sales Group, it's not a big company, it's not a big hotel. It's a small company, it's a small cafe. So for that cafe, I think the 2 full-time bar staff, waiting staff, is perfect for the company for time being, and that depends upon the current flow of the customer, location of the cafe, demand of the food and drinks, and the changing nature of the workforce, and the shortage of skilled manpower. The workforce let's come to the workforce. The people who will be working for sales will be like the teenager, not teenager, that will be over 22, 24 years. That can be male, female. So that's about the contract type, and the main advantage of giving the full-time contract is remember the new staff, they will be more trained, they will be motivated, they will be skilled, and there will be culture according to the company policies and procedures, and they will be more loyal to the company, so that they won't leave the company very soon, like not even like less than a year time. So that is somehow the company can save the money for recruiting and hiring the new staff. So the next slide is about the company recruiting procedures, and basically as the contract is about the bar, I'm going to do a recruitment process for a food and beverage department. The first thing, the system approach, we'll post the vacancies, internal and externals, and then after we'll select the CV, and once it's shortlisted, we will give telephone call, the telephone screening. From there, we can understand the applicant, how he or she is competent over the phone, how he or she can handle the questions. So once they are competent, once they are happy with the telephone screening, we'll call them for first interview, and in the interview we'll do certain tests. That will be English test, literature test, and so on. And then after, once they are selected, the next stage is called for the trial. We call them for the trial for, let's say, half an hour, 1 hour time on the floor. We'll ask them to work with the team member, and we will get feedback from the colleague, we'll get feedback from the supervisors, and depending upon their performance on the floor. And the next stage is about obtaining the reference. Once they are selected and once the company decided them to hire, we need the references, at least 2 references. And once we got the references, we'll offer this position, and the next stage is induction. We'll do the induction, or like 7 days induction, about the company policy, procedures, and different training, health and safety training, food and safety, fire exit training, and what we need to do in case of emergency, all sort of training in that induction period. So the next slide, and then after the next slide is about my learning and development procedures at CSCs, how we train and how we learn and how we develop our new staff in the CSCs. That's about the learning and development slide. The first thing is induction training. This is normally for new staff who is being hired for the company, and the induction is about like how we work with the company, how we work with the group, how is the working environment, just trying to get familiar with the working environment, what are the responsibilities, what need to be do, what's not about, like what's is not happening in the company, what's not acceptable. That's all things happen during the induction. And about the staff training, every new staff will be given manual handling trainings, health and safety, food and safety training, and course training like control of substance hazardous to health. Also training which is very important, and health and safety is one of the most important things. And depending upon the qualification and all sort of things comes under this learning and development policy of services group. And the next slide is about policy and procedures of services. As we know, the company, they have their own policy and procedures. No way around services, they do have their own policy and procedures. The policies like equal opportunity, discrimination, ethic and values, they have their own ethic and values. That is like how to provide quality services and the best customer service to the customer, to the clients. And the customer might be the walking customers, are like the clients, and the one who visit the museum, basically the cafes inside the museum. So we'll be targeting mostly on the visitors who normally come to visit the museum. So these are the ethical values, and in same point, health and safety at work is most important. We need to take care of the health and safety of the customers plus ourselves. We need to save them first, and we need to save for ourselves. So, and the job responsibilities, they are allocated, the new staff, they have their own job responsibility depending upon the position. Each and every individual, they have their own responsibility. So we need to fulfill the job responsibilities, and we need to meet the demands of the company. And the procedures like disciplinary and agreements, like disciplinary, if anyone breaches the company policy procedure, then they need to go through disciplinary action. Like the company might take disciplinary action. They might take disciplinary action, and they might dismiss the member of staff from the company for a certain period of time. But if that is not fair, if the member of staff think it's not fair, then they can even claim, they can even raise the voice, they can claim it, and they need to go through different procedures. They need to go through the procedures, and that's about procedures. And the next slide is about the performance management associated. As we know, the company, there must be a performance cycle that somebody is watching at someone. It's like getting feedback, motivating people, and motivating people. And so the first thing is like strategy and objectives of the services. They have their own strategy and objectives. The services, they have their own strategy and objectives, how to motivate and how to watch and how to give the feedback, how to know about the performance of the staff. So that's come under the strategy and objective, and set the budget. This is the second step. They are setting some budget for all this performance management thing, because the company will ask the employee to go for some sort of training, and just to motivate them, just to make them more skillful, more knowledgeable, and more developed. So that's the setting budget. That's the company job to set the budget. How much the budget need to be allocated for the performance management. And forecasting, the company must forecast. They need to assume what's going to happen next. How it's going to happen if they allocate this sort of budget, and is that enough for the whole procedure, the whole cycle? That need to be forecasted by the company. And the monitor and reporting. This is the next stage. That is. The company, they will be monitoring each and every individual, how they are performing, how are they doing their job, how are they meeting their responsibility, and the collaboration with others. That's the other point. That is like how they are collaborating, how they are interacting with each other, with the colleague, with others, with other branch like other members of staff. And learning and development, like we are training them, we are motivating them, so that's all come under this section. And communicating with others, and it is the most important thing. The communication is most important, because if we don't communicate, we don't know what's going on around. So that's the most important thing that comes under performance management. And we ask people to talk, we ask people to communicate, and we ask people to come up with genuine feedback. So that's come under communicating with others. And the next is about the exit strategy of HSE. If anyone wants to leave the company for any reason, there is a certain procedures that the employee need to follow through. They need to go through certain procedures. And the first thing is resignation. And in that case, if the company, if the employee want to resign, or if the employee want to leave the company, the job, then he or she need to give a resignation. He or she need to give a handwritten resignation letter. You need to hand in to the HR department, HR manager, and handing in the resignation letter. That's the main important thing. And then after once the resignation letter is accepted by the HR manager with the general reason why he or she is leaving the company, we can give him or her the P45 letter. That is very most important. That is important. That the employee need to collect the P45 letter, because if he or she need any sort of job for the next time, for next company or anywhere else, like if he or she is applying for the job, he need a P45 letter. So that's the most important thing. And the other one is dismissal from the job. That's the that is something like if the company decided to dismiss the employee because of some reason, like disciplinary action, a fair dismissal, unfair dismissal, constructive dismissal. These are the things that comes under dismissal from the job. The disciplinary action might be if the employee is not able to meet if the employee is not able to meet his responsibilities, if he is not performing well, if even we are training him or her, if he or she is not able to achieve what we are expecting, if he or she can't perform that level, that quality service, then that might be a reason. And if he or she is breaching the company policy and procedure that I did mention before in the previous slide, if he or she is not following the responsibility, if he or she is not following the company's policies, that might be a reason for dismissal, disciplinary action. And the next one is fear of dismissal. That might be there might be a fair reason why the employer can dismiss the employee. And unfair dismissal, there might not be the employer might not be happy for dismissing him or her from the job because of some sort of reason. If something like the company is forcing him or her to leave the job, that might be unfair. And constructive dismissal is something like the company is planning some sort of thing and trying to dismiss the employee on his or her own. That is like even it's not like written thing, but the employer is playing around with the employee, and the employee is somehow need to give an explanation. That is what we call constructive dismissal. That comes under dismissal, and that's the whole procedure that comes under this human resource management. And that's the end of the slide. And thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much.